Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to The Encourager, and my name is Nehru. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you are a subscriber, thank you so much. Appreciate your energy and connecting to you on this platform. If you'd like to get in touch with me or connect or stay in touch on any other social media platforms, there are a number of ways to do so. I am on LinkedIn at The Encourager. If you go to LinkedIn and use the search engine and search for NEHRU or The Encourager, you will find me there. You can also find me on X now, Twitter. I recently created that account. You can find me on X at Nehru Patah. I forgot because I just created the account. If you'd like to get in touch with me on Facebook, you can reach out to me through Facebook or on Facebook at Nehru Patah. On LinkedIn, where else? Instagram, I am The Encourager 333. If you would like to send me an email, you can do so at theencourager333@gmail.com. So I want to talk about, very quickly, the 12 houses and what they each represent. This is, again, the second time I'm recording this video. So there is something today. I had to record I had to start the angel numbers video over again. There is something about redo or doing the same thing over again, but something, even this morning with the angel numbers, there was one angel number was 1441, I believe, and then the other angel number was 1414. So like, same thing, different ways. So looking at something from a different perspective or something along those lines, okay? So again, if you haven't listened to the angel number readings this morning, those are presented, offered, read every day. Those angel numbers are pulled every day, I guess, if you want to say. Yeah, thank you so much again for tuning in. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 12 houses and what each represents. Yeah. So give me just one moment while I let me see something here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, let's take a look at so the first 6, I will tell you, houses 1 through 6 of your birth chart, and I will include a link to look up your house, your house astrology, okay? I will include that link in the video. If I do not, please remind me, post, a reminder in the comment section, okay? And I appreciate that because I want to, again, do good and by you and by as Most High is guiding me. So, 12 houses. The first 6, to me, I see as an awakening process. So through your first 6 houses, you as a being birthed here, you are at a place when working through your first 6 houses, you are at a place where you are awakening. You are going through the dark night of the soul. You are starting to see things differently. You are starting to view things differently. You are isolated, okay? You are individual. You see how you can individually go on this journey without having so many in your energy, okay? So that's the first 6 houses. The last, the 7 through 12 house or houses, those represent the actual awakening and you stepping into your purpose and making your connections to your soul tribe and walking away from those things that no longer serve you for good and karmic cycles ending and that whole thing, okay? So let's take a look, all right? So in our first house, we are, it's associated with Aries, Mars, it's a fire sign, cardinal sign, okay? But it's dealing with the house of self. Okay, so the first house is often called the house of self. It is ruled by Aries and the planet Mars. And the placements in this house can give you a window into understanding more about your outward appearance, traits, and characteristics outlook and sense of expression. In other words, this house tells you a lot about your personality, not only the visible aspects of your character that make you who you are right now, but also clues you in to ways your personality may evolve in the future. Okay, so that's your first house. Your second house, it deals with is values, possessions, and things of that nature. Associated with Taurus and Venus, these attributes are earth signs and fixed signs. Okay? And the second house, ruled by Taurus, the planet Venus. Again, I don't know what's going on. Relates to your possessions. It's not only focused on the tangible things. Placements in this house can help you gain insights into all that belongs to you. Okay, so spiritual inheritances. Okay, gifts, talents, abilities. Be it your money, investments, and material environment, or your inner self, needs, wants, and abilities. Value is the name of this house in regards to your second house. Finances, internal values, so on and so forth. Okay, right? So third house is the house of communication, which is also associated with Venus and Mercury. Okay, so in your third house, we are dealing with air and mutable signs. Okay, so third house. The third house is called the house of communication. Ronald Reagan is known as the great communicator. Some astrologers, I'm not an astrologer, may also refer to it as the house of sharing, ruled by Gemini and the planet Mercury. This house governs how you communicate and connect with others. Communication is just isn't just talking or texting. It means something imparted, interchanged, or transmitted, and this could be telepathically also, by the way. For that reason, astrologers look to this house for more of someone's written and verbal communication styles, for more than just that, and how they might interact with themselves, their environment, and those they know well. Okay. So the fourth house deals with family and home. All right. And so the energies associated with your fourth house are Cancer, Moon, Water, and Cardinal signs. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look. Fourth house is ruled by Cancer and the Moon. The fourth house focuses on family, history, traditions, and ancestry. In other words, it tells us about home, or the place in which one's domestic affairs are centered. This house sits at the bottom of the astrological wheel and is thought of by many astrologers as being foundational to a person's life, self, and beliefs. You might look at this house for insight on how you refer or relate to your parents or your own children and how you nurture yourself and others. Fifth house. House of pleasure. Fifth house is associated with the house of pleasure. By the way, the number 5, just in general, so 5 of Pentacles, fifth house, all of it seems to focus more on the carnal things. Okay, that the number 5 does. So, associated with Leo, Sun. These are attributes of the fixed and fire sign. Okay, now. For the fifth house, Leos are known for being charismatic, outgoing, and dynamic. I'm Leo Venus. So it makes sense. That the fifth house, ruled by the Sun and Leo, governs all things related to expression and creativity. Pleasure in this house is the name of the game. Enjoyment and satisfaction derived from what is to one's liking. The fifth house tells you about things that create joy and fulfillment in your life, like art and culture, romance, games, hobbies, and even family and children. Okay. Sixth house focuses on your health. So in the sixth house, we are looking at the Virgo and Mercury associations, as well as attributes from the earth and mutable signs. Sixth house, pragmatic Virgo joins Mercury in ruling the sixth house. This house deals with health or the general condition of the body and mind on all levels. That means it can give insight into not just your physical health and relationship with your body, but also your mental and emotional self, such as how you interact with or diversity, how you respond to diversity, and areas where you may experience personal growth. You may also look at this house to learn about your ideal career, or ways to be of service to others. Okay, so if you are a giver of service to others, if your life's purpose here is to be of service to others, okay, that is all of our life's purpose in some sort of way. Okay, I once heard Oprah say that. I don't promote Oprah because I don't agree with her behind the closed door ways. There are secrets and things that she hides from the public. Her in regards to her relations and things and people that she interacts with. So I don't promote Oprah, but she did say that we are all here to be of service in some way. And when you are of service to others, that really is truly the highest. Yeah. And so she says it again, but not practicing what she preaches. And you'll find that out. You can't be connected with someone who's a pedophile or rapist, or, you can't be connected with someone in that energy and not be involved in that. I mean, you're in public photos with someone who was sentenced to life. You can't tell me you're not associated with that in some way, with your schools and all over the globe in these places where it's not being monitored well. So anyway, I'll continue. House of partnership is the seventh house. Okay. So in your seventh house, we are looking at Libra and Venus associations, and attributes come from the air and cardinal signs. In the seventh house, 7 through 12, your birth chart shifts. So see, I mentioned at the beginning, there's a shift in the 7th through 12th house. The shift away from personal insights and begins to focus on interpersonal, or how you interact with others. For that reason, the 7th house, ruled by Venus and Libra. Okay, so ruled by Venus, Libra represents justice, is about partnership. This doesn't only mean romantic partnerships. The astrological placement in this house also believed to govern your interaction with business partnerships. This is why when you listen to tarot readers and they say a new partnership is on the way, right? And I had to learn this. You don't have to freak out. You don't have to get crazy. If you're not energetically manifesting a partner, then don't worry about that. Just focus on the business side, right? Because tarot reading needs to definitely be taken with many grains of salt, because there are so many different ways those energies could mean. Every single sentence that a true tarot reader means is for an individual group of people, or maybe just one person. Okay? And they might have 500,000 subscribers, but it's only for each sentence. Okay? So there is rarely and probably never going to be a situation where every single thing that a tarot reader reads in one reading, or psychic or palm reader, whatever, that they read for you, anyone you go to for any type of a supernatural, esoteric help or assistance or guidance, right? Every single thing they tell you, and again, specifically tarot readers, is not going to resonate with you. 70% might, 60% might, 50% might, or what have you, a percentage. But rarely, extremely rarely, is it all of it, unless it's a personal reading, okay? So, Yeah. Right. So don't take those things personally. Okay. All right. So 8th house is house of transportation or transportation. I need transportation. Transformation. There's a lot going on. I don't know what's going on with the energy, but I'm like having a hard time talking. 8th house associated with Scorpio and Pluto. Okay. Attributes are water and fixed signs. So with the 8th house, we are dealing with the house of transformation. I always want to say transportation. Passionate and mysterious Scorpio leads the 8th house with Mars and Pluto. This house also focuses on relationships, but it's less on how people behave in relationships and more on how those relationships transform them. So, in your 8th house, you recognize how the interactions that you've had with everyone, again, has brought you to this place where you are today. Whether good relationships, bad relationships, karmic relationships, relationships you shouldn't have gone into, relationships that should have lasted longer, relationships that should have lasted shorter, relationships that fulfilled their purpose, relationships that didn't fulfill all of their purposes, whatever it is, transformation. And you become grateful and thankful, sowing those seeds of gratitude for the relationships that have come into your life that have helped you become sharper and more wise in your consciousness. Okay, and bringing your consciousness to the forefront and not functioning unconsciously. Okay? House of Purpose is the 9th house. Okay, and this is ruled by Sagittarius and Jupiter. Okay, right? And so the attributes are fire and mutable signs. The 9th house ruled by Jupiter and Sagittarius. The purpose is also sometimes called, or this house of purpose is also called the house of philosophy. I'm a Sagittarius, heavily ruled by Jupiter and Sagittarius. I am a philosopher. I'm not a debater. I don't debate. There's nothing to debate. Res ipsa loquitur. That's because it centers on the higher mind and philosophy, or rational investigation of the truths and principles of being, knowledge, and conduct. The house focuses on our religion, morals, ethics, and dreams. Insights gained by studying the placements in this house may also relate to travel, culture, and even our ancestors. This is where wisdom comes from in a lot of cases. Okay? Sometimes it's from Ptah directly. Most of the time it's through your ancestors, because Ptah has taken the 7th day off. We are still in the 7th day of his creation. Still, the 8th day has not come. The 8th day is the transformation. Okay, the age of Aquarius. Putting this shit together right now. I'm putting this shit together right. I cuss on the channel. Sorry. I'm putting this together right now as we are sitting here. This includes insights into one's birth, death, sexuality, and karma. This house also governs joint property that has transformational abilities like inheritances and debt, and even joint finances. That 8th house is... I'm sorry, I went back up to the 8th house of transformation. Huh, interesting. So we're on the 9th house, but the 8th house stood out to me. I went back up and Most High brought me back up there and brought out the second paragraph for transformation. They're dealing with inheritances and property and stuff. I didn't read that before. So, the 9th house focuses on religion, morals, ethics, dreams, insights, right? Contributions in regards to travel, culture, and even ancestry. Again, this is where a lot of our wisdom comes from. Potentially contributions to our potential growth and how we can go about doing that, and searching for its meaning. I am heavy in my 9th house. Again, sun sign is Sagittarius and Jupiter. 10th house, house of social status. In some way, I really do wish, and you'll always hear me say this from time, or you'll hear me say this from time to time, I really do wish in some way, and I'm not called to be that. But I do wish that in some way to be tucked away in a cave and disseminate information through some supernatural astrological means would be the ideal way of life. Like, to be rarely seen by the public would be the ideal way of life for me. But I'm not called to live that way. I'm called to walk the red carpet. So, yeah. And if you are, I encourage you to get comfortable with it, because your purpose, your calling, the purpose for which you're birthed here, it's not going to go away. So whatever you need to get comfortable with, I strongly encourage you and urge you and give you strength. I send strength to you from my solar plexus chakra, and courage and self-worth. I send that strength to you from my solar plexus to your solar plexus, to be a warrior soldier, to walk alone if you must, to recognize the spiritual badass that you are. Stand up on your own 2 feet. They are brass. Unbreakable. Okay. House of social status. Capricorn, 10th house. Okay. Capricorn is your 10th house is associated with Capricorn and Saturn. And we are looking at the Earth and cardinal signs. So Capricorn, is among the hardest working signs in the zodiac. So, the woman who birthed me on paper is a Capricorn. And I know for a fact that, I don't know, growing up, I lived with her for 11 years. That's important. Growing up, I always looked at her, it was 22:02 on the clock when I looked over. She was the hardest working person, hardest hustling person I had known as a child. She'd walk 50 miles if it meant getting groceries for us, with the groceries in her hand. She would literally walk to the grocery store, back to the projects, from the projects to the grocery store. She would walk so many miles. She's like a 88 Toyota. It has 599,000 miles on it. That number's important. I just picked it. Let's look up 599 angel number. So 599. That's also the last in the series before you get to the next. So 600 is the next, right? When it comes to 599, this is a powerful indication that you are in sync with the universe. You are on the right path towards achieving your goals and purpose. It is important to remember that being in alignment doesn't mean everything is always perfect or easy. Please understand that, listeners, collective. Please understand, angelic beings. When you are in alignment, it doesn't mean that things are perfect. This is something that I, too, had to come into realization of. There is never an end. There is not, well, there is, but not in the way that you think. So in this form that we are in currently, in this form that we are in, physical, flesh, 3D, so that we see with our pupils, but we have intuition, third eye, crown chakra, blah, 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 right? Universal chakra, star chakra, right? These are above your crown chakra, okay? So let go of any doubt and stay true to yourself. Embrace any opportunities that come your way, looking at the details. So if contracts come your way, look at the details, okay? All right? Don't just jump into something. Look at the details of the contract. Let's continue with our, So let's continue. All right. So the cusp or border of the 10th house is known as the midheaven. And it can tell astrologers or you more about your career path. Placements in this house can also help you determine professional goals, ambitions, as well as how successful you may be. Some think of this as the fame house, as celebrities often have several placements in this house. Okay, that's the 10th house. House of friendships is your 11th house, and the signs that are associated with the 11th house are Aquarius and Uranus. These are air and fixed signs. Okay. The 11th house, ruled by Saturn, Uranus, and Aquarius, deals with ways in which our friendships and how we find harmony with others. Astrological placements in this house can tell you more about the clubs, social groups, and organizations to which you are drawn. This house is also about collective beliefs and actions, and how those contribute to self-actualization, or the achievement of one's full potential through creative, independent spontaneity and a grasp of the real world, becoming your highest, purest, truest self possible. And finally, our 12th house is the house of subconscious. Man, my speech today is, I've never, ever known me speaking. It's literally like we are at the beginning or in the middle of a Mercury retrograde. My speech has never been flustered. You know what I mean? Like this. This is quite unusual. Again, it'll be interesting to see who I talk to today or hear from today that are of the same, yeah. So 12th house is associated with Pisces, Neptune, and its attributes are water and mutable signs. So finally, the 12th house is sometimes called the house of unconscious. This is ruled by Pisces and the planets Jupiter, Neptune. So Pisces, bloop, that's where I am, is associated with emotions and creativity. Therefore, you can look at this house to learn more about your imagination, feelings, and subconscious mind, which exists or operates beneath or beyond your conscious mind. Okay? Placements in the 12th house indicate private strengths and weaknesses and how people confront and learn from their past actions. Some believe also that you can look here to find clues about old age and afterlife. So that's interesting. So I'll take that advice and I'll look into some of those things myself for me. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, these are your 12 houses and what they each represent within your zodiac sign. Okay. And so Capricorns, December 21st, January 19th. Aquarius, January 20th, February 17th. Pisces, February 18th through March 19th. Aries, March 20th through April 19th. Taurus, April 20th through May 20th. Gemini, May 21st through June 20th. Cancer, June 21st through June 21st through July 22nd. Leo, July 23rd through August 22nd. Virgo, August 23rd through September 22nd. Scorpio, October 23rd through November 21st. And Sagittarius, November 22nd through December 21st. And as I stated, I will be including a link to your birth chart in the information section or the about section or whatever of this video. Thank you so much as always for tuning in. My name's Nehru. This is the Encourager, encouraging you to always pursue your highest, purest, truest self, because by doing so, you will receive the abundance in whatever form that you seek. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, be encouraged.